Hello all, my name is Krish Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, yes, we'll continue the DSA with Python series, and today in this video we are going to discuss about queue data structures. Now, already in my previous video I've discussed about stacks. Now let's go ahead. If you're new to this particular channel, please make sure that you subscribe the channel, press the bell notification icon, and please make sure that you watch this video till the end. The major aim of this specific playlist is to the aim is basically to crack the first round of the interview in various product based companies. So based on that, I will be showing you a lot of interview questions and all, and based on that we'll also be discussing about various data structures and algorithms. Now let's discuss about queue. Okay, now if you really want to quickly remember anything with respect to queue, just remember this word, that is first in first out. Obviously with respect to stacks, I've already discussed, we basically say first in last out, right? Now let's consider an example. I hope many of you have gone to movie theaters and all, right? And suppose if you want a ticket, right? So what you do, you come in a queue and you basically buy this ticket, right? So any person who enters in this queue will be entering from the rear end. Okay. Suppose this is the first person over here. Similarly, the second person will join this queue, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and all, right? Now, when I say first in, first out, that basically means once this person is served, then only this, the second person will be able to get served, right? So suppose, let's say the ticket has been received by this first person, then the first person will come out of the queue from the top end, right? So this operation of insertion, like if he or she wants to enter this queue, you'll be seeing that they'll be entering from the rear end, and to come out, they have to come out from the top end. So that is the reason why we say first in, first out. Okay. Now, similarly, queues, if I say that any items that needs to be added into the queues will be added from the rear end. Any items that will be removed from the queue, it will be removed from the top end. Okay. And similarly, here you'll be seeing that this first in, first out will be implemented, right? Now, this is the basic understanding with respect to queues. Now, if I probably see some queues operation, right? What are the queues operation? Because this is super important, because we will try to implement it with the help of Python. The first operation here, you can see that whenever a queue enters, whenever any items enters from the rear end, we basically say it as enqueue. Okay. I can also say it as push. Okay. So if I probably create a function called as push, that basically means it is going to enter from the rear end. Okay. Similarly, if a person comes out of the, if an item comes out of the top end, that is basically called as dequeue. We also say it as pop. Okay. But this pop is different from the stack pop, because this will be popping out of the top end. Okay. Similarly, you can check whether this queue is empty or not. So we will be using isEmpty function. And again, I'll define this isEmpty function, and we can also check size. And based on this, you can basically add up any number of elements and remove any number of elements with respect to queue. Now let's go ahead and see some application with respect to queue. I think many of you have not heard about it, but definitely I would like to talk about this applications, real world applications. Now in computer systems also various processes runs, guys. And they suppose, let's say if one of the processes is requesting for the RAM or hard disk access, so what it will do, it will request, this processes will request the OS, right, operating system. And this operating system, by using some approach called as FIFO, may provide you the access. So here also the queues will be used, because let's say if one of the process is requesting for RAM, suppose let's say the other process is already accessing the RAM, then what it is going to do, the process P2 will get inserted in the form of queues. So here P1 will be there, here P2 will be there. Once this P2 access of the RAM resource is done, then P2 will get assigned to this. Right. So we extensively use this. I don't know whether you know this or not, but yes, this is one of the amazing real world scenario. And this kind of real world scenario, I'll talk about it with respect to each and every data structure. So in computer systems, the CPU that you have, the operating system makes sure that, this kind of hardware access is provided in queue basis. Again, there are different techniques how to provide the access. There is concept of deadlock in operating system and all, many things as such. Okay. So this is just one idea to talk about, like what is the main application with respect to queue. Now let us go ahead and let us try to do the implementation. So now what I'm actually going to do is that I implement a simple queue over here. And for implementing, again, I will be using Python programming language. I will define class queue. Okay. And this will basically be inheriting from object. Okay. The first thing that I will be doing is that I will create a init function. in it. And here I'll be writing self. I've already shown you how you can basically do it for stacks also. So here I'll write self dot items. I will initialize this over here. And similarly, I will write another definition, which will be like is empty. As I said you that to just check whether, and here I'm just going to give self. It is just going to give return. It is just going to tell us whether it is true or false. So I'll say return self dot items dot items double equal to blank. So if it is blank, it is going to give us true. If it is not blank, it is going to give us false. So this is the next thing. Then we'll create a definition which is called as enqueue. Enqueue basically means add items from the rear end. So here I'm going to again define self. Okay. And I'm going to say self dot items dot. See, I cannot do append. When I do append, right, it is not going to add the elements from the rear end. It is going to add the elements from the top end. So in list, there is something called as insert function also. And with the help of this, I will just have to give the index as 0. So it will keep on adding in that specific index so that the further indexes gets updated. And then I'm just going to say item. Okay. And this item, I'm just going to pass it as a parameter over here. Okay. So this is with respect to enqueue. Enqueue basically means I'm adding an item. Okay. And similarly, I can do it for dequeue. And dequeue, here I'm just going to give my self keyword again. And here, in the case of dequeue, it will just going to remove from the top end. So all I have to do is that write return dot self dot items dot pop. So pop will make sure that it will always remove the elements from the top. Okay. And then finally, all you have to do is that you can also define size as your function to just show you what is the size of the queue, right? So here I'm just going to say self, and here I will return length of self dot items. Okay. So once I execute this, here you'll be able to see it. Now all I have to define is my queue. Let's say I define my queue and this is got defined. Now all I have to do is that if I really want to add element, I'll write enqueue and let's say the item that I'm going to pass is Krish. Okay. So now if I probably say queue dot is empty, obviously I'm going to get false because there is one element. If you probably say queue dot items, here you can see one element is there already in this. Okay. And if I say queue dot, let's see one more thing, size as a function, it is going to give 1. Then again, I can add more elements. So let's say I add more element like this. Okay. So I'll say Krish 1, Krish 2. These are now movie names. So I'm just going to add it. Now, if I probably see my queue dot size, here you'll be able to see, I will be able to get all my 4 size like are there. And if I probably see my items, I will also be able to see my items. Oops, items is list. So Krish 1, 2, 3, 4. And whenever we want to remove this, all I have to do is that write queue dot, okay, dequeue, right? So once I do this, now you'll be able to see Krish will get removed. Now, if I probably go and execute Krish.items, here are the remaining elements. So yes, by this specific way, in an easy way, we can define basically a queues. And we have also seen that how it can be implemented with the help of Python programming language. Now going ahead, there is one basic important thing that, here queues and stacks difference already you have seen. But you may get a question, right? An interview question that can you implement a queue with the help of stacks? So this kind of interview question I'll talk about in the upcoming videos, and I'll try to twist this kind of questions and try to show you that how it can basically be implemented. So I hope you have understood this particular video. Yes, I will see you all in the next video. All the playlist link will be given in the description of this particular video. Thank you and all. Take care. Bye-bye.